season for the Knights.
Well, Taco Fall has struggled, but it's more about Justin McBride's. Really, his production levels in conference has been strong, high percentage, about 12 a game in the league.
The other headline for UCF, they're without Adonis Henriquez tonight. One of their team leaders for the last 2 seasons, Daquan Walker, gets the first bucket of the night for the Knights. So Henriquez, who tweaked his knee in the game against UConn last weekend, will not play tonight, and they may be without him for as much as 2 weeks or longer. Nice save by Dylan Osipkowski as the Green Wave go to work for the first time.
A nice move right out of the gate by Walker, taking the young freshman Von Julian off the dribble. He's got to play that ball screen much better.
Kicked ball off and to have to kind of work his way through different combinations to see if he can find some magic.
Jannard Giroux has been a very good player for Ed Conway, especially in the high-low game with Dylan Osipkowski.
So this Dabney couldn't get the bounce. Goes to the Knights.
Well, Tulane's going to have to knock down some shots against this zone tonight. They take about 21 threes per game, but have really struggled as of late from downtown.
Here's McBride. Smith on him. Smith with the rebound, still loose, and Dabney will end up with it. Tulane's been a very good rebounding team. Now they got to convert it into points.
Both Smith and Osipkowski are strong on the backboards, and
so Von Julian, 10, is handling the point for Tulane tonight. Osipkowski inside to Smith. He's hacked on the way up by McBride.
Out of the lane.
So Smith, still looking to get the Green Wave their first point of the game. And there it is. So Daquan Walker handling the ball for the Knights. Off the screen, stops and pops. And that gets pieces of iron and falls through.
That's the second shot now that Walker's taking coming off that high ball screen. And Tulane has to decide how they're going to play that. They just backed off, and Julian got picked at the top. Too easy.
Tulane spent a lot of time working on breaking the press they expected from UCF this morning. Ball inside out to Dabney. Guarded heavily by Walker. Feeds underneath to Smith. Runs into McBride. 8 of them has been lost in traffic. Here come the Knights. Walker again. Fiani outside to Williams. Get too strong. Rebound by Tulane. Here they come. Malik Morgan with the ball. 13. Inside to Ryan Smith. To Oshie, but he can't get it to go.
Well, that was good ball movement by Tulane. And now they're going to have to knock down shots against this zone. They're going to have to really be precision passes from the perimeter and inside.
Nice move by A.J. Davis to get himself on the board for the night. Quickly, Osipkowski on the break.
That's a good sign for Donnie Jones, though, that A.J. Davis gets going early, because he, Shahid Davis, and Daquan Walker combined 4 for 25 in their loss to UConn, so they need to get them going early.
Walker with the hot hand.
Well, again, Tulane going behind the screen. Walker's only a 33% three-point shooter, but he can get his feet set, and there's no resistance from the perimeter.
So UCF playing the zone defense expected by Tulane. Osipkowski with the nice right hand. Wouldn't fall. Ryan Smith, the offensive rebound. They'll come back outside. Here's Julian. There we go.
That's Ed Conroy. That Julian becomes that dribble penetrator at the top, allowing Lewis Dabney and Malik Morgan to play on the wings off the ball.
Von Julian, one of the number of freshmen on this Tulane team, seeing significant playing time. McBride in traffic, feeds it back outside, all the way to Effiani. Won't go. Dabney with the rebound.
That was a good look by McBride, though, passing out of the double team, not known for his passing.
Malik Morgan. And that a little bit short. Here come the Knights. A.J. Davis in traffic, couldn't get it. Here comes Tulane. Dabney.
Dabney's numbers are way down from a year ago shooting from the perimeter, but when he does that, that's when he becomes really hard to defend. He has that ability to get to the rim, finish, and also draw fouls.
So a 2-point game. Turnover. Here comes Tulane again. Dabney. Oh, Oshikowski with a nice touch pass on the bucket.
A real nice extra pass. The kind of hockey assist there. First started with Dabney, and then Oshikowski just that precision passing in traffic to his fellow big man, Smith.
Little tic-tac-toe there.
Heading down the stretch.
Both these teams coming in on difficult streaks. Tulane has lost 5 straight. A.J. Davis alone in the scramble on the inbounds pass, and 2 there for Davis.
Well, A.J. Davis is a terrific player. He does a lot on the floor. He plays kind of a point forward, flashes from the wing, but also from the baseline. He's an effective scorer.
So first substitution to the game for UCF. Taco Fall off the bench, 24. The big 7'6" center. And an intercepted pass there by Tanks Epiani. He'll try to go end-to-end, but won't go.
Great defensive play by Epiani, but he just wasn't under control as he blasted his way up to the floor and got to the rim.
That'll be interesting to see how much Fall is able to alter that inside 2-man game we've seen between Smith and Oshikowski for Tulane. Shot clock at 8 from out.
Well, Julian's only made 7 threes on the season, but we watched him shoot earlier today. I really like his form and his composure out there on the wing. That time, Dabney playing a little point guard against the zone and set up his backcourt mate Julian.
So first lead of the game for the Green Wave. Shot clock at 7. Walker off the front of the rim. Here comes Julian.
That was a little force. Daquan Walker's knocked down a couple, but he's got to run the offense as well for UCF.
There's Dabney. That won't go. Davis with the rebound. Davis the leading rebounder for the UCF Knights. Daquan Walker the leading scorer for the Knights in this game with the ball.
Decision making is critical for
here is that it forces Smith to have to be maybe a little less aggressive than he is naturally, and he can't afford to pick up a couple of quick fouls. They don't have the depth in the bigs.
Daquan Walker looks like he had the big pregame meal. He's got a lot of focus and confidence.
Having his own personal Mardi Gras parade. To the rim. Oshikowski. Cut off by Walker. 10 to shoot. Malik Morgan and out. Oshikowski with the offensive rebound, and they'll reset.
Good job in this matchup. UCF communicating, rotating well on the perimeter.
Julian throws underneath. Ball off the hands of Smith. Oshikowski still fighting for it. And Morgan. Little scramble play.
Exactly what you draw up in the summertime to put in your playbook. Malik Morgan making something out of nothing. Good body control in the lane.
I want to see that drawn up on a telestrator. He swirls and circles and squiggles, and
sometimes your best offense is by accident.
Daquan Walker. 12 already in the game for Walker, the senior from Philadelphia.
He is playing with tremendous confidence. Taking Julian off the dribble early off the ball screens, but now knocking down shots.
A little back and forth between the Tulane Green Wave big men. Weren't able to come up with a bucket. Davis trying to drive, draws the contact, does not get the bucket. Leader in this game so far. Foul was on Malik Morgan for Tulane, so A.J. Davis goes to the line to shoot free throws.
Well, Daquan Walker was into the lineup, and he's had some help with A.J. Davis playing along next to him, but he's been inconsistent at best. Better decision-making, better shot selection, but tonight showing a lot of poise and confidence.
A couple of teams that have had troubles scoring at times, and you look through this point in the game, UCF shooting 53.8%, Tulane shooting 46% from the floor before that last down one.
Tulane's had some open looks, but again, you just knock them down. And then there you see what Walker does. Too much over penetrating into the gaps.
Taco Fall comes back to block the Oshikowski attempt. But pop from Walker won't go. Here's Frazier into the game for Tulane. Gets rocked in the lane. And the foul will come on the floor. Off the bench, And establishing a defensive players homegrown from Louisiana. And Ed Conroy has kept it home.
He's got the 5. I like all 5. I think they're all keepers. The problem that Tulane's had the last few years is they've had guys transfer. They've got to make sure they keep them here. Yeah. Because if they're going to build something for the future, these freshmen, I think they can do that with them.
Davis from outside. That was short.
And now he's at Memphis, and then last year Jonathan Stark transferred to Murray State. And you're trying to build something in your program, and certainly playing for Ed Conroy at Tulane would be an outstanding coach, a guy you'd like to play for. And Ostakowski's a very good player. I think he's a nice building block, but I really like the freshmen. I think all 5 freshmen are going to really be good players for Tulane down the road.
Efiani from outside from Orlando.
That was good ball movement by UCF, and maybe a little bit of fool's gold with Walker scoring all those points early. They make sure they spread it around.
A.J. Davis with the steal and gets fouled on his way to the rock for Donnie Jones.
He gets to the free throw line. He makes a lot of toughness plays. He makes it on the baseline to play the toughest forward on the opponent's team. In the zone, playing the front, the back. So he's an important player. There you just see what he did in the press. Just those long, quick, active arms.
So a 6-point lead in the paint and with pain.
Well, that's going to be open, especially with Taco Fall out on the floor, because Taco Fall struggles at times just moving from underneath in front of the rim out to the middle part of the lane, and Tulane will look to attack that spot.
Tried for the alley-oop to Fall, couldn't get it. Ball will go out.
And if Fall doesn't react, Tulane will get that shot every time.
So 11, Kane Harris also into the game for Tulane, as well as Cam Reynolds, 5. Mentioned Frazier in also, 35 and 10 on the shot clock. Dabney. Stretched hands of Fall, but it wouldn't go. This is Davis on the rebound for UCF. Shaheed Davis and Chance McSpadden into the game. McSpadden with the ball now.
McSpadden, another freshman, getting some minutes out there. Does a pretty good job running the team. Good passer.
Shot clock at 10. Davis will go from outside and will hit.
Well, that's what he can do. A little pick and pop, and he struggled as well as did everybody else against UConn. He's only 1 for 7 from the floor, but right now UCF got a pretty good rhythm offensively.
And it has given the Knights their largest lead of this game. Blake Paul, 23, also into the game for Tulane from outside. Dabney's shot won't go. And the rebound by Shaheed Davis.
Dabney just continues to struggle, getting good looks, squaring up, on balance, just can't knock him down.
Watch Blake Paul wrestling here with Taco Fall for position under the boards. Fall, beautiful pass. Davis contested and fouled as
threw to him a little bit off, step off the post, and he made a very good pass opposite to A.J. Davis.
The second free throw. And Fall. So an 8-point lead for the Knights. Stephon Blair, 52, into the game for the Knights. Taco Fall out. Tulane not able to get anything there. Here comes UCF. McSpadden's pass out to Davis is errant, and a timeout with 7 and for Tulane.
Well, a big freshman. Blake Paul still learning the system of Tulane, but now matched up against Blair.
Stephon Blair, when UCF played here at Devlin last year against Tulane, had a monster game, his best game as a Knight in this building a year ago. His only career double-double. He had 15 and 13. So he's into the game early here for the Knights on this one. Shot clock running down. Walker from outside. How about that? Talking about red hot. Can't miss.
Donnie Jones might have found something here tonight in New Orleans. A scoring point guard.
So an 11-point lead for the Knights. Biggest of the game so far. It's Reynolds. driving against Davis. Won't go. Nice follow by Blake Paul. Basket will count.
Where the foul was, I thought Paul might have gone over the back.
Can't make the free throw. Blake Paul, another one of those New Orleans area freshmen on Ed Conroy's roster. 6'9", 230. Been playing about 9 minutes a game this season. So a 9-point deficit for the home team. McSpadden.
Really did a better job playing that ball screen, but Daquan Walker did an excellent job spacing the floor with skip pass. And on the missed shot, Tulane did not rotate on the backside.
So Osipkowski back in, 21 there for Tulane. Off the mark, Kane half corner, here come the Knights. Williams with a tray.
Running the lanes and also hitting ahead and finding the open man.
And how about this for numbers from outside? Tulane is 1 of 7 from 3. UCF is 6 of 11.
I saw this earlier in the season now, and you and I were in Orlando, and they just were on fire against East Carolina. They've got a lot of guys that can make shots.
OC too strong from out beyond the free throw line.
This is what Donnie Jones talked about, just getting some early confidence coming off that game against UConn, where they just couldn't get anything going at all on both ends of the floor.
Only scored 41 points against UConn on Sunday, tied for the second fewest in school history. The Knights are almost at that total now. Still got almost 5 minutes to go in the first half. Williams' shot won't go from the outside. Nobody there to contest for the rebound. Here come the Green Wave. Dabney back in the game. He'll be fine.
With Dabney just has not been able to get into a flow offensively. He's playing hard. He's playing the right way. He just can't put the ball in the hole.
So Smith back in. Both of the original starting big men for Tulane. Earlier they were kind of working a two-man game down low. Dabney from outside.
And to attack this zone very well. They're spacing the court. They're changing sides of the floor. They're getting dribble and pass penetration. Just haven't been able to make shots. But that time, Dabney, good job getting the seams under control.
Yeah, we talked about Donnie Jones looking for confidence in his team to gain some shooting confidence. Ball 3 points. Look at the difference in shooting percentage. Meanwhile, Tulane is only shooting 14.3% from 3, which explains the 12-point scoring margin. Justin McBride puts the ball on the floor and gets by him.
That's a good spot for Lewis Dabney to do his work right in the middle lane. You know, when he's not making three-point shots, he has that ability to get, you see his body on him. He's really strong. He's rock strong. He can get all the way to the rim. He gets to the free throw line. So Ed Conroy making an adjustment, putting Dabney in the middle of the lane.
10 to shoot for UCF. Here's Walker. He's thrown a couple up from outside like that before. He's going to get this one off.
So he's pounding the ball on the side of on the wing, and that's what Donnie Jones is explaining to him, that you have to have much better court awareness.
So the lead at 10, under 3 to go. Home team looking to see if they can make a little run to end this first half and have something to talk about in the locker room.
The play, don't see the foul there, but McBride's got to slide his feet, stay a little bit lower.
X-Skills were last week. What would that be, a settlement twists or anything like that?
Oh, you're the multi-sport guy. I'll defer to you on that one.
7-0 Tulane run here. You're talking about Osipkowski and kind of a guy that bangs bodies. I had not had Tulane yet this season. I had them several times last year. Just looking at both Smith and Osipkowski and how much they've changed from a year ago to this year, developed in the weight room and grown. Smith said to us earlier today when we were here at shoot-around, I said, you know, you've gotten big. He said, not 20 pounds.
Well, they've all worked on the body. They're strong players, and that's what the freshmen got to continue to do. Without Junard Giroux out there, it's difficult because they don't have enough depth. Yeah. Smith has to be ultra careful not to get in foul trouble.
Smith and Stephon Blair underneath, leaning on each other.
Wow, Daquan Walker on that last possession, just a great move all the way to the rim under control.
He's already got 17 tonight, his career high. 21, make that 20, and he's one shy of a career high before halftime.
He's just found his way tonight. In NOLA, feeling it.
He's the king of the crew. Julian drives, tries to hand off to Smith. Shot clock running out. Dabney with the right hand. Nice.
Using the body of Osakowski, he just kind of backed into the defender, and Dabney just found that angle, and he's got that little teardrop cooking.
So Daquan Walker with the ball. 8 of 10 shooting tonight. 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. Lost that one. Around at the American Conference. 4 games in the conference tonight. Some of them going on right now. And we'll talk about those at halftime. Energetic defense from UCF. The shot from outside won't go from Cam Reynolds. And now the Knights will have a chance at the final shot of this half.
Obviously, have to do a much better job on Walker.
So 20 seconds to go. At a 10-point lead for UCF. Can Tulane keep it that way going into the half?
Normally they go to A.J. Davis, excuse me, Al, but they're going to go to their new instant offense guy.
Davis, you get it to go. 2 seconds, 1 half-court shot off the backboard. And big number there again. UCF shooting 50% from 3, 52% from the floor. And Tulane only shooting 12.5% from 3, 41% from the floor in the first half. So the Knights in the black and gold, Green Wave in the white and green. And less than 10 to shoot for UCF. A.J. Davis, guarded by Malik Morgan. Got him up in the air, ducked around him, and dropped it in.
Excellent defense by Malik Morgan, but even better offense by A.J. Davis. Just composure at the end of the clock. 9
for Davis in this one. So Dabney looking to set the Tulane offense here and get them on the board. Has to throw it outside. Morgan across to Dabney. He'll throw it up from 3. No, short. Rebound off of him. Ryan Smith picks it up, and Tulane gets another chance. From way out, Morgan, the left-hander.
Morgan's an impressive shooter from the perimeter. He gets into a rhythm, gets his feet set. That's a real good hustle by Tulane to keep the ball alive.
You know, Tim, we talked about all those people down in the quarter. Obviously, there's not a very big crowd tonight here in the building. 3 different parades going on. What's it like as a coach, both home and away, to try and get your team energized to play?
Well, you just got to put yourself in a box. It really doesn't matter who's in the building. And at this point of the season, you can't energize yourself by who's in the building. You have to energize yourself on what your team needs out on the floor. And both teams desperate for a win.
Ooh, Smith hands it around.
Allen, where you would say, well, these teams aren't playing hard because there's not a great atmosphere in the building. I think both teams were prepared well. Saw the shoot-arounds today, very focused, and they came out, played very hard. And Tulane, even though they haven't played well or shot the ball well, they played hard.
That's all you can ask. McBride. Lost the handle, off his knee, out of bounds.
Put the ball on the floor, and if he does that, Tulane is going to send the house at him. He'll send that double. He's got to make a quick decision to the rim.
Something we saw Tulane work at hard at shoot-around today. Breaking through. Ooh, wow, what a collision in the lane. McBride and Ost the foul. So empty possession there for the Green Wave. 9-point lead for the Knights. See if Daquan Walker's as hot in the second half as he was in the first. That'll be Matt Williams. Nope, too strong. Bounds over McBride. Here come the Green Wave. Dabney shut off by Williams in the paint. But Osakowski will go to the rim. It's a heavy contact a minute ago, saying, I'm not giving up. I'm muscling up.
So does Ed Conroy. He's really developed into a complete player this year. And you can see playing tough on the inside defensively, but also offensively showing a little ability to score around the rim.
So a little opening run here in the second half for the Green Wave. We've cut the lead down to the deficit down to 6. Taco Fall into the game. McBride out for UCF. 10 on the shot clock. Davis drives the lane. Up and in, and a foul. Called that one on Ryan Smith. An interesting one to try and see where the contact came from. So trailing by 9. Osipkowski into Dabney. And a tap in by
Tulane's game plan. Attack the interior of this defense. That time they dragged Taco Fall out to the corner, brought the shot blocker away from the middle of the floor, then sent another cutter to the rim with no resistance.
Walker to Williams, drives all the way to the iron.
Well, this game started out kind of ugly with offense on both ends. Not really flowing, but both teams getting into a good rhythm.
Morgan was looking to go back to Dabney. Nicely cut off there by Tank Epiani. Outside, Morgan's shot won't go. Fall with the rebound. And there's Daquan Walker with the ball in his hands. 20 of UCF's 38 first half points were his. Hasn't taken a shot yet, I don't believe, in this second half.
Let's see if they go back to the ball screen defense if Julian can cover. That time better movement of the feet.
Davis will charge, feet outside. Epiani won't go. No foul. Here come the Green Wave. Morgan out to Dabney. That's 2.
Well, again, that's what Tulane needs to do. Push the pace, push the tempo, get the ball up the floor before UCF can get set in the matchup.
7-point game now. Lewis Dabney with 10 for the Green Wave. Epiani. Nice move.
He's a good-looking player as well. Just good balance into the lane at mid-range.
Epiani, a junior college transfer, played for Daytona State College a couple of years. Now here on the UCF roster. Into the lane to Smith. Back outside to Osipkowski. Morgan. Just a little off the mark.
Has to understand they can make some way by going into the inside against this UCF matchup. Then upset city, and I'm sure this weekend will bring more of the same from the top 10.
Carolina coming off for that loss to Louisville on Monday. Those still tops in the ACC at 8-1 in conference play. And of course Notre Dame had that tough game during our crossover night against Miami down in South Florida that the Hurricanes ended up winning.
Yeah, back at practice and will be on the sidelines for the game this weekend against NC State.
So Tulane continuing to try and cut it into the 10-point deficit they faced at halftime. Outside, Von Julian.
Well, in order to attack the zone, you have to attack it from the inside out. And again, Tulane doing a nice job first going into Reynolds, drawing the defenders and kicking it back out to Julian, getting his feet set.
It's 8 for Julian. One of the freshmen spending time on the court a lot this year for Ed Conroy and Tulane. So 10 to shoot for UCF. Shahid Davis with the ball in his hands inside the Taco Fall. Back outside to Walker. Throws it up and got it.
Now, as a defender, Von Julian will learn that. Not only the offensive player has to know what the clock reads, but the defensive player has to do it as well. He should have known that Walker was going to pull.
Sorry, it's in ball.
At the end of the clock, he's just going to shoot it from out there. He's got to get up in his face to contest.
So Melvin Frazier into the game, along with Blake Paul for Tulane. Ten to shoot. Frazier will heave it up. Got it to go. Rattled around, but went down.
Melvin Frazier spotting himself up on that wing. Didn't look pretty, but he has that ability to knock down shots.
So 4 for Frazier, the freshman from Avondale, Louisiana. 6 points again, the deficit that the Green Wave face. Can they get a stop and continue to try and cut in? That senior leadership back on the floor here while your team's got a little run going.
Walker feel a lot more pressure with Dabney guarding him on the perimeter.
Walker shook Dabney off, shot a little strong. Frazier with the rebound for the Green Wave. Morgan got himself up in the air, found an outlet, wouldn't go. Taco Fall taps the rebound. And Shaheed Davis has it for the Knights.
No fool's goal. Melvin Frazier made a 3 on the last possession, and he took a bad one on that one.
Davis, that one won't go.
Both teams shooting very quickly. UCF needs to get into their offense and run it through A.J. Davis.
Wow. Hard contact
on the road at Temple and had the lead late, missed some foul shots, but Tulane doing a much better job in their shot selection this half. But UCF, to talk about them on the offensive end of the floor, you know, sometimes get a hot player who normally isn't your main guy scoring a bunch of points and Daquan Walker early. You gotta remember, you gotta still stay down.
The offensive foul, his second for UCF, so an empty possession there for the Knights. Green Wave with a chance to try and cut it from 6 down to 4 or 3. Luke Morgan into the sticks. Gave it off to Cam Reynolds. Shot wouldn't go. Good ball.
Blake Paul's played well tonight. Kind of throwing his body around. A nice job of moving into that open space in the back of the zone. That time, the second effort.
So down to a 4-point game. Davis into traffic. That one won't go. Rebound to Tulane. Morgan feeds ahead. Reynolds. Foul as he went for the stuff. Davis. Reynolds a 75% free throw shooter with a couple here to try and make it a 2-point game.
Expressions, the focus, the eye contact of a team that's been struggling. I mean, Tulane's 1-8 in the league. 1-9 in the league. They're very focused on Ed Conroy, what he was saying in their game plan, and they've stuck with it, and they've adjusted as well here in the second half, doing a better job of not just settling for the 3.
Walker. He's strong. A chance to tie or take the lead here for the Green Wave.
I think Tulane's done the second half, Alan, is they're much better on the defensive end of the floor. They've tightened things up.
50% from the floor in this second half. Much better. There's Reynolds. That won't go. Paul for the rebound. There's going to be foul on. We were talking about that a minute ago. They are into it.
I think when you have all these freshmen, you know, you've got one veteran player out there in Dabney. He's the only senior, but he's done a nice job of being a leader. But Ed Conroy's stayed very positive with his young group, understanding it's a long season. They're going to continue to get better. And tonight they're very impressive in the second half with their effort.
Offensive rebound again. Back outside. Another chance to reset for the Green Wave. Dabney will drive. The floater with the right hand won't go. Fiani feeds outside. Davis barely keeps that one in bounds. Now Tulane had 3 shots at it on the offensive end. Now they have to get another stop.
This is the problem again. Now UCF has without Adonis Enriquez. Their lack of another go-to guy on the outside.
Davis barely uncontested.
And he looked up, and surprisingly the seas parted and he took advantage.
So the lead back up to 4. And another turnover. Here's Chance McSpadden. And that will be a
defense. They got up on Daquan Walker. He's only made a 3 in this half and done a better job of sealing off the interior.
Both coaches talked to us about shooting and getting confidence in shooting, and whereas the Green Wave just weren't making shots in the first half, and about anything that Daquan Walker in particular threw up for UCF was going in. Now in this second half, a little bit of confidence riding on the home team, and the shots going down. 7 to shoot. Dabney throws it up, and it goes.
Making something out of nothing. That's what good players do. And Lewis Dabney using that power, experience, finding that angle on the baseline with balance.
Dabney has had now 16 straight games with at least 8 points up underneath. Dabney will get a blow, as will Melvin Frazier. Frazier was who that foul was called on. A.J. Davis misses the second end. So it's a 3-point game. Reynolds off the mark. Rebound Davis for UCF. Good Donnie Jones over there. You're just trying to kind of project that, hey, everything's okay, right?
Well, it is and it isn't, but because they've got to share the ball. They're not really moving the ball. They're very stagnant on offense in the last first part of this half. And you know, the thing is, their defense has been pretty solid. It's not terrible, but they're just struggling to get into any flow on the offensive end of the floor.
Stephon Blair into the game for UCF at the big spot. Osakowski intercepts the inbounds pass to Blair.
That was an outstanding move, but also a good fast break. After the steal, they just pushed it ahead. They got it up the sideline and reversed the floor before UCF again could get their defense set.
So it's a 1-point game now. Their left-hander, nice.
And they're looking to attack that high-low. They didn't complete it on the last possession. Good defense by Osakowski, but that time, good positioning and spacing by UCF.
Walker and Williams wait to come back into the game for the Knights. Morgan to Reynolds. From outside, off the mark. Davis with the rebound. And it stays a 3-point game.
It's probably a little too quick by Cameron Reynolds. Not a knockdown 3-point shooter. He's only made 12 on the year. They needed a good shot there.
So shot clock down at 12. Blair comes out to set the screen. McSpadden cut off by Morgan. Finds Davis. Davis too strong with the left hand. Rebound too tall though. Goes into the hands of Davis. Ball knocked out of his hands as he went up. Davis point field goal percentage, and a lot of that being brought up by the second half numbers you see on the bottom line there. And also they've done a very good job tonight of not turning the ball over. Against what you've said, Tim, has been pretty solid UCF defense.
And when they get their defense set, it's very difficult defense to execute against because they don't have a lot of great perimeter passers or shooters, but they've done a good job of just having good balance in the half court, but also attacking in transition before the defense gets set.
Day with Tulane.
You can see why Ed Conroy really likes Von Julian. He has that lightning quickness, and he's going to continue to recruit quick. As he talked about it, you really need that in this conference. You look at the guards of Cincinnati and Tulsa and Connecticut. That's what they have, the quickness at multiple spots on the perimeter.
Nice putback by Blake Paul. Freshman having a big night tonight down in the paint for Tulane.
And he's a keeper as well. I mean, you like the freshman. You have to like the freshman to Tulane. You know, it's hard to finish games with so many freshmen.
And both teams now in the bonus here in this second half.
He wasn't fouled on the shot and dabbed out. And that was the first time now in a while this screen at the top on Walker and made contact with the defender. I think UCF can have some success doing that here in the last 5 minutes.
So a 3-point game still. Went with us earlier. The deficit was 10 at halftime for Tulane. They managed to whittle it down. Their shooting was pretty off the mark in the first half. They've been much better in the second half. And Dabney makes it a 1-point game.
And Dabney, that's where he's been most complete, is in the middle of the zone and on the baseline and attacking from the wing.
Daquan Walker with the Stephon Blair screen. Feeds it back out to Williams. Off the mark. Blair gets the rebound. Won't go. And Tulane will get the rebound for Blake Paul. Chance to take the lead. Last time that led was at 14-13. They turn it over. Here comes Walker. Adding on to his career night.
Walker just providing tremendous energy on both ends of the floor. Even on the last offensive possession, doing a good job of finding a gap off that high ball screen and That time a loose pass on the perimeter by Tulane.
So back to a three-point game. And time winding down. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. Julian threw the ball, nowhere to go with that one. Davis was right there in the turnover.
Freshman mistake, over penetrating, using his quickness, but getting into no man's lane with no one to look for inside. Should have stopped, pitched it back out.
This is the pressure point when you've got a lot of freshmen playing, right? Close game, coming down the stretch. There's Walker from outside.
They've gone to their ball screen offense again, and now Walker is making them pay as he did early in the first half.
30 points for Daquan Walker. Luke Morgan trapped in the forest. Back outside to Julian. 10 to shoot. Off the screen, Dabney. Into the paint, left angle with the left. So it's a 4-point game. And under 3 minutes to go. Tulane has lost 5 straight. UCF came in with a 3-game skid. UCF trying to keep pace with the pack in that race for the
not only scoring, but doing a nice job of running the team. Also on the defensive end of the floor, quarterback Tulane had some problems guarding him in the half court, and Donnie Jones, realizing that they needed some key buckets, went back to their ball screen offense where Stephon Blair and Walker in a 2-man game at the top, and Tulane has not adjusted well.
Walker now in the trap and gives it up. Reynolds to Dabney. He's fouled.
It's in the sideline and the baseline, and
free throws. Daquan Walker had been summoned over to the bench by Donnie Jones for a little conversation. And it's a 2-point game.
A.J. Davis going to take it out, but they need to get the ball back to him after he inbounds the ball. Now again, UCF
unexpected to miss maybe 2 weeks before he comes back. Davis again trapped. And a player down on the floor, going to be a foul call. And so the ball inbounded here. And 2 minutes to go. 2-point ball game. Reynolds might have had a look but changed his mind on the shot. Now he'll take one from outside. Won't go. Zitkowski has the offensive rebound. Goes up. It will ball still loose. And Stephon Blair will have it for UCF.
Zitkowski got right to the rim. He just couldn't gather himself to get under control to finish. And good job by UCF being feisty on the putback.
So the foul doesn't cost the Knights, and under 1.5 minutes to go.
Good switch on the ball screen on that high screen for Walker.
With 3 on the shot clock, Walker, that one too strong. Shaheed Davis with the rebound for UCF. He turns around with the right hand and misses. The ball will go out of bounds. A special night. Ball on the floor stands. UCF ball, 1:10 to go. Full shot clock for the Knights to work with. McSpadden gets the inbounds. Walker will quickly take over.
You don't want to run it all the way down. You want to take it the first best shot. You use some clock, but you got to still take. If you have a good shot, you have to take the opportunity to look for the open shot.
Under 1 minute to go. Blair sets the screen. Walker rolls.
Well, the roll and replace, and Shaheed Davis looks so confident, he just locked and load.
So a 5-point deficit. 40 seconds to go. Tulane does have one timeout. Zitkowski works inside. The right hand won't go. Rebound Davis. Now you got a foul. Pro shooter.
21.
And looking to add to his career high night.
Guy that kept the ball alive on the offensive rebound. Missed the shot, but got that extra effort. Tulane would have had another opportunity.
6-point game. 20 seconds to go. Dabney outside to Harris. Too strong. Rebound on the floor, and the Knights will come up with it. And they're going to be able to run it out.
A lot of people talked about UCF at the beginning of this conference. You know, what are they for real? Are they going to make or to question them? And I think as players, you start to question yourselves. And really a gritty, tough win tonight to come in on this W for UCF.
So the Knights are going to go to 5-4 in conference.